All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a quick update on this whole test and everything I had to go through for this new gig. So in the beginning of this year, I was 245, out of shape, got out of the gym the whole night, right? So I started getting back into the mode and dropped about 30 pounds. So now I'm at about 210. And at the time, they only had me on one medication, but I was still taking my other stuff. The turmeric, vitamin C, D, D3, all that stuff. Black seed oil, which does work pretty good. So finally went in, they kept, and from what Henry Ford, my primary, said, they may have been using the wrong cup. She said, there's no way that you should have been at 200 over 100. I'm like, yeah, ain't no way. So in order to pass this physical, your top number need to be 160 over the bottom number 80 in order to pass this physical. So I couldn't understand how it was still staying that high. So when I went to Henry Ford today, they put a different kind of cup on, and it wasn't as tight as the one at the clinic. And what they was telling me, they say, well, sometimes they may be, everybody has to have a different size, and they should have had two to three different sizes on the little cart. So eventually they did that. I was averaging, it was down to, the lowest number it went today, because it works in increments. And the lowest number it hit today was 133 over 89. Your regular number should be 120 over 80. So I was almost regular. So we trying to figure out what was the difference. Why? And she said it could have been they wasn't using the right cup. She said, because if you took your meds last night and this morning, ain't no way. And I had a workout this morning. Did about 3 miles around the neighborhood. I ran half, did a mile and a half of running, and a mile and a half walking, power walking. Just wanted to build up the sweat, get the heart rate up. Did that, let my heart rate calm down, showered, got ready to go to the doctor, to the clinic. And so they went ahead and performed the test, but I'm trying to figure out, hold up, now something ain't right. Now why is it not, it's still staying the same from Friday. And so I was kind of perplexed with that, just come to find out that Henry Ford was like, in Detroit, Henry Ford is like the biggest hospital outside of Providence and Children's Hospital. So went in there today, passed it, aced it, flying colors. So now we got to go through this thing. I've never seen, I got frustrated quickly. I said, lady, why don't you take the paper that I need, okay, fax this to my primary care. Why do I got to do your job for you? Oh, we're not allowed to fax that. So I had to spend $5 because I'm not running way back down to Grand Boulevard. I mean, here, Detroit is a big city. So where I'm at, it's a half-hour drive. I'm not running way back down there. Well, we can just have them fax it. So now we're going to play this game about how long it's going to take for the doctor to get the paper. And then sign it, and then ship and fax it back, because all they want to know, oh, he's cool to do this 30-pound lifting test. I said, lady, I work 12 hours a day, and I'm lifting 30 pounds over my head repetitively. That's nothing. Yeah, but we have to have this on file just to make sure, because the previous time we took it was too high. And I said, well, you sure so now I'm looking like, okay, were you even taking it right the first time? I done lost plenty of weight, back in shape. My blood pressure shouldn't be that high. And I'm already on medication. So I went right down to my primary. God, this is how God worked. Because when I was standing up there, well, we don't have any spots open. I put my head down and I started praying, Lord, I need an appointment today. And she said, oh, wait a minute. Something just came open. So this doctor I saw today, y'all know how this works. You got a primary care doctor, and then you got people that residents that's work out of your primary. So I was blessed enough to be able to get a doctor that was a resident who works with my doctor, and they came in and we talked, took my pressure, and boom, 133 over 89 or 90. And she was like, "Whoa, my goodness. And why was it so high this morning?" I said, "I don't know. I didn't do nothing different from the time that they took it this morning until I came down here about 3-4 hours later. I don't know." So anyway, folks, that's taken care of. Now we're just going to play this waiting game. But in my back of my mind, I'm like, okay, Lord, we all looking at Feast of Trumpets, which is the beginning of Tishrei, which would be Wednesday. Okay, I'm thinking, and because when I first got this, I told you I don't even know if I'm even going to be here that long if I do get it. Because what we looking at escape. And then we got, I mixed some personal news right on in with regular news. Just a quick update. Then we got Palestine. Now, on the reports that I found on Brave and Ecosia web browser, Google is not giving up the intel. But on the other two web browsers, they're saying that it's going to be Wednesday that they get anointed and appointed Palestine a nation state. Which, again, that's Joel chapter 3. Said, "Don't split my land or my people. Because if you do, I'm going to bring recompense upon you." And that's what's getting ready to happen. Okay? And bigger than anything, even the Charlie Kirk and the earthquakes is still the main cooker. But the big news that we ought to be focused on is watching Israel with this new situation with Palestine. Because if Palestine ain't gonna be no if, they just have to make it official. The UN will make it official on the 23rd. As soon as that happens, folks, they are going to war in the street with Jacob, the woman, Israel. Because you're giving them power and authority to fight back. Okay? We got protests happening all over the world. Psyops, mental psyops happening all over the world. Okay? And I think the mental psyop, and here's one that even with the Kirk thing, I still see people everywhere, not just on these comments, that he's still alive or it was a hologram. So I don't want to hear the hologram thing when they was carrying his dead, bloody body to the back of that truck. And I don't know if people even seen that video to even say, you keep saying he's still alive or well, we know holograms don't throw stuff because he was throwing hats, shaking hands, kissing babies, doing the old political thing that day. And then they show him, and then people all around. So, and my thing is this, folks. There's got to be something wrong with our rationale to say, if you see this video, and there's plenty of, and the thing I was kind of raised my antenna on watching 6 people carry him. Because it's 6 people that carry you to the grave, your pallbearers. That was significant. And they're trying to prop his head up to keep him from bleeding. But he had already bled out. Before he even hit the ground, he was done deezy. He was done dada. And here they carrying this bloody dude. God rest his soul. God protect and bless his wife and his children. And they are hurrying, trying to get him to the hospital. But he didn't make it. He was gone before he hit the ground. And I don't know if people seen that video, but the rationale, that's fake. That's AI. That's an actor. I'm like, what? Can we be too far gone in conspiracy? Again, I love a good conspiracy, but if that conspiracy ain't conspirizing and it don't make sense, especially when you see opposite, like I said, when I saw that video, I like, yeah, he gone. I mean, he had nothing, body limp, and they trying to prop his head up because of the injury. The bullet came out this way, and all the blood that he lost, the bloody shirt, bloody arm. I'm talking about Kirk. I believe in my spirit that man is gone. I don't believe he's hanging with Tupac and they sitting around smoking a blunt. All eyes on me. I don't believe that. What him, Biggie, Tupac, Elvis, Michael Jackson, Prince, what they all just chilling somewhere? They can never come back. What would be the point of doing that when this man already said publicly he knew his life was in danger and he knew the Zionists was coming for him because he fingered them with Epstein? They didn't want that information out there. And so this was, I'm going to continue to say, it was a military hit. And they used that little dumb boy on top of the roof as a patsy, as a Lee Harvey. But I'm going to tell you something. We can continue to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But when we get to the throne, and as the word says in Revelation 4 verse 5 and Revelation 5 verse 6, we watch Christ open the truth and reveal the seals. We're going to get to know the question to everything. Okay, we're going to get to know the question, are they UAPs? Are they really UFOs, or are they man-made? Which I believe that they're man-made. Propulsion, free energy. The one where the Hellfire missile, when they struck that UFO, and they said, top military experts said, nothing can survive that Hellfire missile. It bounced off the Hellfire missile, and then 3 other little small objects came out of it and followed it. Okay, so the true mission is always keeping our eye on the kingdom, but there's so many earthly things happening on the ground, it's impossible for you not to say, ooh, oh wow. Okay, because that's just a way to know the time and where we are. Chicago is off the hook. Trump said, we're not going into Chicago. We're going to let them eat themselves alive. We're going to Memphis next. I just see the setup of Civil War. With this Charlie Kirk thing is set up for Civil War. They want to pull on your heartstrings. Oh, he died for freedom of speech. Oh, left versus right now. We're going to use him. He's going to be the new George Floyd, but he's going to be the white version. You showed this dude's coffin coming off a plane. Y'all didn't have to show none of that. But you know the reason why they show it to you is to show it to you to get your emotions sparked up. Now you got the right talking about we and this one cowboy cat on YouTube. He's a cusser. And if he's on YouTube showing you his guns and his rifles and he all racked up, this is where we are, folks. I see that Bible playing out after we leave when God says that horse is going to take the spirit of peace, and then they will be given the power to kill each other. I already see it being sparked up on ScumTube. And then you got videos out here. My son just showed me a video which was troubling last night. A bunch of white dudes marching, talking about, fight back, white man, fight back. Fight back, white man, fight back. And yet you got black militants. Can y'all see the divide and conquer? You don't need to put boots on the ground in the United States of Shamerica when you can get people arguing about it was AI or it was a hologram, or it doesn't matter, because the tensions is already there. The only thing that's not allowing this thing to jump is the will of God over the earth. And when he removes that and removes the bride, all hell gonna break loose, folks. Every earthquake and volcano gonna sprout at one time. Jesus said every island and every mountain is gonna be moved out of its place. You're gonna have physical war in the earth with the shifting. You're gonna have war above the earth with missiles and bombs dropping. And you're gonna have people in the street killing each other. Stores about to be ransacked. I'm at Walmart right. All these stores are about to be ransacked in a heartbeat. It's coming, folks. It is coming. And I think that's what the purpose is, to get us focused on everything else except for the kingdom. We know that the time is near. And I said this before, and so has other people. Some of you guys said it in the comment section. The closer we get to that day, the more rambunctious life is going to be on this earth. And then it's going to get to a point to where it's going to be out of control, because it's borderline out of control now. Look at Chicago. It's a black dude on YouTube named Stephen. I think that's, no, not Stephen. It's Deontay. And he put up a video today of the violence in Chicago and how the dumb mayor, they hate Trump so bad that they would rather the criminals You talk about reprobate. They would rather the criminals keep killing. You can't take your child to school in the broad of the daylight in Chicago without getting shot to death in the street. He just showed a video today where a woman was taking her child to school, and she got into an argument with another female, and the chick shot her in the face, and they let the chick that shot the other chick in the face go. They out there in Chicago with hammers and chisels breaking in the jewelry stores broad daylight. So can you imagine what it's gonna be like, family, when the spirit of peace is taken? That ain't gonna just be gangs in Chicago. It's going to be everybody ransacking these stores, because you will be given the power to do so. You're not gonna fear nothing. And watch out for the beasts of the earth, the animals of the earth. They're not gonna be afraid. They're gonna be hungry. They're gonna be snatching. They're gonna come up out the woods, the words say, and be snatching people, because they hungry. And that protection that divides man and beast is gonna be gone. It's gonna be so crazy here. It's gonna be so crazy. Okay. The protest, this Charlie Kirk thing. They showing you we're shooting high powered military missiles at UFOs that ain't working. And they're going to keep pumping the UFO theory because they're going to call it an alien snatch. Okay. We are still standing at the Red Sea as far as I'm concerned. And at any moment, folks, that sky is going to part. So I just say this, I can believe whatever you want to believe. Okay. I just don't get too emotionally invested. When things just don't make sense, they don't make sense because the mystery of iniquity is already at work. Already. So the best we need to do is do like Jesus said, keep the word of his patience, and he will keep you from the hour of temptation. Peace.